if you make sure to pay attention and you know what the heck you're doing, making a lot of money in crypto is actually not very hard. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people still are going to be capable of doing that. But what is difficult when it comes to crypto is building generational type wealth, the type of wealth that changes not just your life, but the lives of your descendants. It's something everyone strives for, but there are very few moments in crypto that are capable of building generational type wealth. And when they happen, it is truly spectacular to watch. Those moments are called mania. And that is when everyone starts to try to buy in at the same time. And we see a monster spike, the likes of which all of the ones in the past can't even possibly compare to. And we have some very positive news right now about that, which is we are now seeing some pretty great indications in the chart that monster mania could be about to strike again. In fact, this chart has been so consistent over the past that the probability is significantly above 50% that we are about to see a major run here for cryptocurrency, and Dogecoin is going to capitalize more on that than any of the other cryptos with all of the things that are happening at once. With the Dogecoin wallets, we've been talking about that. With Elon Musk, we've been talking about that. And also with the Dogecoin updates, the three big things we've been talking about a lot on the channel and giving updates on. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on to stay updated on that. So it's going to capitalize the most as we start to see those three big catalysts happening most likely right as we are seeing this big run starting. But let me go ahead and show you the chart so you can see for yourself. So this is all the way back in 2013, and keep in mind these charts are not going to directly line up money wise. This is more of a percentage chart that you can look at to get an idea and indication. Also, if you have not pressed like yet, if you're coming in, make sure to go down there and press like. If you're new to the channel, come subscribe to the fastest growing new channel on all of YouTube in 2021. This is Final Stand, the place to go for crypto updates and to figure out exactly how to make a heck of a lot of money. That's of course all of our goal here. And Nelson says, T-King to the moon. Thank you for sharing with us, Matt. Truly life-changing gains. My family thanks you. That is awesome to see. I love it. And keep in mind, if you're up big on any crypto, obviously, going to the moon is the ideal situation. Holding the majority of it is the ideal situation for most people. It really just depends on you. But never be afraid to take a little bit of profits here and there. It's part of crypto, especially if you're up big on any one crypto. I'll always say that, always continue to be true to that, even though technically it's not in my best interest to say that if I'm holding a lot of crypto. And I say on this YouTube channel, which we have a huge community here, if I say that, technically it could cause me to lose some money. But at the same time, it's the right thing to say, because the truth is you can't possibly know what's going to happen. And it's always good to definitely have a little bit more of a safety net than the other way around. That said, it's always also pretty dang impressive when you do see a large amount turn into even larger amounts. If you're going for it all, if you're going for the big gold, the big kahuna, then obviously you're going to most likely hold. And Rockland as well coming in with a big chat. I imagine you're up big on an investment that you heard about on the channel. Perhaps you made $100,000 or however much, maybe more. We have had multiple millionaires this year specifically from watching this channel. Multiple millionaires, and the best part is that's just getting started. If you're like, wait a sec, I want to be one of those millionaires who happened because of Final Stand, well, just keep tuning in. It will happen if you are dedicated and if you play your cards right. And also, let's be honest, you do actually have to have some to invest. If you aren't currently in that position, which is okay, then make sure the first step is to save enough money, maybe make some sacrifices in some areas. Then you can use that money to invest and make smart decisions with it to grow into bigger amounts. It does take some discipline, but it is worth it because you will have a big payoff in the long run. But anyway, thank you so much, Rockland, for the big chat coming in. I believe that deserves a to the moon, as we are seeing a lot of people coming in and saying some interesting stuff in the chat. But this right here is the chart. We'll go ahead and jump into it here. So you can see right there, we're going to look at 4 different points on this chart, then leading up to that 5th point at the very top there. So first, you see number 1, which is going to be a flat period. And here, all the way back in 2013, you can see the flat period lasted for a while. It was right above the $0 mark between 0 and 100. Then you see here, now number 1 all the way as we move to 2017, the number 1 spot right there was between around $500 and $1,000, and it stayed flat for a while there. Then we go all the way here to 2021, the number 1 right there, staying flat for a while, and then look at that, some big action after, which we're about to get to, but that flat area was right around between 1,000 and a little bit above that. So then we move on to number 2 and number 3. We're going to go cover both those at the same time because they are directly correlated together. So number 2 is the end of number 1, and then you start to see a small rise right there, which then goes directly up to a big high point right there at number 3. And you can see in 2017 we had the same exact thing happening. It was a little bit more drawn out in 2017. Keep in mind, none of these are going to be exactly identical. There will be some differences. Really, all you can do is just kind of look at the general trends in the chart, and if history indicates something, it will likely happen. It's just a matter of time. So we see going from 2 to 3 again with that next leg there. Then here we go 2 to 3 once again. This is 2021, and this one actually looks a little bit more similar to 2013, not quite as drawn out. Then we go look at number 4, and number 4 is a bit of a fallback, and we saw that exact thing happening with this most recent Bitcoin spike and then going back down. Then in 2017 we see number 4, it goes from 3 to 4, another fall like that, and now that is where we are currently in 2021. We just had that fall going down to 4, and now Bitcoin is starting to go back up. By the way, this is looking through the lens of Bitcoin, but we are talking about the entire crypto market here because there is a lot of correlation between those. And so you can see that same thing is starting to happen here. The yellow circle right there, the yellow circle right there, and the yellow circle right there, all looking very similar. And then right after, now we go to 0.5, the most exciting point. If now's the time you want to press like, this is definitely the right time to do it. As we get to number 5 here, let me read a couple of these chats. Fact, it is only a matter of time. Coming in from Sebastian. I love that. And thank you again, Sebastian, for being a channel member for so long, as well as BNA. Someone said something about Kuma. I don't know what that is. History repeats itself. Let's go. Coming in from Manuel as well, but you can see. So then we have the big, huge moment, and this one from 2 to 3, it looks big, right? Then you have mania, and what mania is basically people start to see such large amounts of energy coming into crypto that they know for a fact if you buy right there, you're most likely going to make a heck of a lot of money. If you keep buying along these lines, you're going to make a lot of money, and it's hard to know exactly when the mania is going to stop, but once the mania starts, you will feel it in your gut, and you will have a drive to go and participate in it. Everyone who is participating in crypto will feel that same drive. Now, some people will say, you know what, I don't want to risk my money. I'm not going to actually take the Call of Duty here and then go jump into crypto, but a lot of people will. And keep in mind, this is one of the reasons why it's always good to look at taking profits when we are in mania, and you shouldn't necessarily, in my opinion, wait until the top because you can't know when that is. When you're during mania, you can dollar cost average out over time, so you can take out 10,000, then 10,000, then 10,000, or however much you want, or 1,000 or 100, however much you're investing, you scale that to what you're doing, and you can take out that exact amount that you want to be taking out to take profits along the way. So if you take some out here, well, obviously you could have made more money, but you don't know when that's going to stop. But what we can know is that it's most likely going to happen again, because it happened in 2017, right after 0.4, that same yellow circle where we are right now. And so it may be a little bit longer before we see the breakout, but it is coming often in November, and December and January and February are huge months for crypto. That could be when we are going to see it. That's when I'm personally targeting as a big time forward. My prediction that Dogecoin has a decent shot of going above $3 by the end of the year is largely based on this. And now keep in mind, it could actually take until January or February before we see that happening, but most likely within the next 6 months or so, we will see another breakout here for crypto, especially if the charts and indications of the past continue to be accurate. So it's exciting to watch that, and you can see right there how small those look right there compared to how big it eventually will get up to, going massively to 20,000 there. And we have not seen mania like that, not even close. When you look at these lines and you compare them, think about this. Look at those green lines and compare it to those green lines. It's significantly different, but we know that's possible in crypto. Now, the truth is, this last one in 2021 could very well be the last one of all, because after that, Bitcoin and crypto, they're going to reach a market cap that is around the same size as gold, which means we are likely getting toward the topish area of where crypto is going to go in terms of mania. Now, we will likely see still some upward momentum. We will still see trading opportunities, but it is possible that could be the top. Now, we'll have to wait and see how high it goes, what the indications are after that, but that's one thing to look out for. So this could be the last chance to actually make generational wealth from cryptocurrency. We will just have to see, and if there are future spikes, they likely will not be as big as the one that's coming, which will likely make some of the other ones in the past look like absolute peanuts, even percentage wise, not just money wise, which is actually taking that to a next level area. And then there's another good thing to look at here. It's not just that. By the way, a ton of people coming to live. It is Friday night, and yet this live is buzzing. amazing. So welcome everyone coming in. If you have not pressed like, what the heck are you doing? Let's see, maybe you're lying down, maybe you're sitting up. Where the heck are you? Take a second, make the screen smaller real quick. It's actually easy to do. If all of us do it, it will make the video get out to more people. And you'll notice I say that every single live. The reason why I do that is because it actually works. Every time we say that, we automatically get more viewers instantly. So we can see, we can go click on it right now. I'll turn down the volume so I don't get a copyright, but look at that. So we can go press like there. Beautiful amount of likes. So we have 385 likes to 18 dislikes. Look at that. And by the way, if you press dislike, that'll help the video get out to more people too. YouTube just counts it as a interaction. They don't, so it doesn't matter. You can press either one, whichever one the heck you want to press. As we are seeing this, Mark Cuban has now tripled his Dogecoin position from 500 to 1,500. So you know what? He's going all in. He's going all in. I don't know. Come on, Mark. You can put a little bit more in than that. Mark, I think Mark needs to put some more of his money where his mouth is. He has a lot more invested in stocks than he does in crypto. He's a lot more invested in stocks than he does in Bitcoin too. So he's just not that much into crypto. He likes Dogecoin for the fun factor. And technically, if you do count what he owns through the Dallas Mavericks, then he owns a heck of a lot more Dogecoin. So technically, he actually does have a large amount. But we're just talking about his personal holdings there and giving him a little bit of a hard time. Because come on, Mark, you can do a little bit better than that. You can do better than that. But the truth is, I don't think Mark, and here's the real reason why. Mark is never going to sell his Dogecoin, ever. So that's why, if he put a lot in, well, the more he puts in, he's never going to see that money again, because he actually does support Dogecoin. So why put your money in knowing you're already a billionaire, and if you took it out, that would be a really bad look. So he's not going to do that. He's not going to put money in that he knows he'll never get back unless he just decides to for fun. So maybe one day he will. But that's the thinking behind it. And Mark Cuban's still very much interested in making money. Why? Because it's fun for him. Even though he has enough, he has more than he could ever imagine in terms of what he wants to buy. He still wants to make more because it's like a game. That's why a lot of rich people keep getting richer and richer and richer. Michael Burry, by the way, was thinking about shorting the Bitcoin right before it jumped up all the way to 60,000. So you know what? When we do see that mania, Michael Burry is going to get absolutely buried. He's going to get buried under all of the profits that other people are making off of him after he tries to short it. So Michael Burry, please short it. By the way, if he was shorting it, we'd see an article coming out right now saying he was shorting it. He's too scared to do that because even though he says wrong things all the time, he's actually not that. He actually does know what he's doing to some degree, so he's not going to make terrible decisions with his own money. He'll just try to convince you to make terrible decisions with your money so he gets more publicity. That's basically how his relationship with the media is. That's how it works. It's okay. We understand what you're doing, Michael Burry. We have to roast him regularly here on the show. I've been holding 50k Doge since you showed us the pillars many months ago. To the moon! Oh, the pillars! Oh my gosh, bringing back some good memories. Back at the original Final Stand HQ, before we had a real Final Stand HQ. Yes, we had pillars in the house. The good old days, the pillars. We may need to do a pillar live once again at some point in the future. We need to, it's about the pillars. You have to have some pillar lives. If you don't know what we're referring to, just go back and watch one of the first videos on the channel and you will see it's referring to the background there, which has pillars in it. It gets above $3. Will it hold? I think, no, absolutely not. I mean, I love Dogecoin. No, it's not going to hold above $3. If it gets to $3, which is something that we think has a high chance of happening, right, then no, take some profits if you want to. I feel bad saying it, take profits, because I don't want to tell anyone what to do. It's not my job. My job is to give you the information, and then you can make your own decision. All of us here are smart enough to decide what we want to do. We're all adults. Unless you're a 5-year-old and you're watching, then shout out to you. You're a genius. You don't have to worry anyway. You're going to find some way to make a heck ton of money. But yeah, we're all adults here. We know what to do. So yes, I would say it's now personally, I'm not going to sell any Dogecoin at any point like that. At some point, maybe when I retire or something, or maybe if I decide to use it on something, I don't know. I'm not gonna say definitively I'll never sell, but I will say I do not currently have the intention to sell, even if it goes above that point, and even if we know it's going to fall, because we knew it had a high chance of falling during the SNL episode. I didn't sell my Doge. It's about supporting for me at this point because I love Dogecoin. It's not necessarily about the profits per se, but if it does go to a certain amount, maybe we'll consider that point. But $3, no, I do not plan to sell my Dogecoin at $3, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens, because things can change. Things can absolutely change for the entire environment. But for everyone else, yes, it does make some sense to take some profits out above $3 because it will fall back down at that point. probably to around $1 or so. That's just the way crypto works. You can see on the chart, yes, we did talk about the big rises, but we also can see right after a big red candle, big amounts of red candles. Right after that, big amounts of red candles. After that, big amounts of red candles as well will happen in 2021. That's the way it goes. So if you really support it, if you want to hold more, that's okay. And keep in mind, when I say sell, I do not mean you have to sell all of it. I mean, you can take a portion of it out as profits and then hold whatever you're comfortable holding. That's really the strategy that most investors use to make money. And that does mean someone else out there is going to not make as much or lose money, but that's just the way crypto works. Once again, it is what it is. Dogex is the future of NFTs as well, coming in from Doge Extra, and you're right about that. With all the hundreds and all of the rocket ships, Dogex is absolutely the future of NFTs because we're already seeing the price starting to skyrocket when it comes to the floor price. Each and every day we see some nice gains, and sometimes it'll go back down a little bit when people try to sell, but then it'll go back up. And overall, we're seeing this nice steady increase that will likely lead to a massive skyrocket after we do see Dogex minting out. Very few Dogex NFTs left, and multiple extremely rare asteroid Doges are still unminted, which you can own one yourself. There's also one more remaining ultra rare and less than 1,000 left, which means your chances are good of getting it, and they're better than they have been in the past, which is that's a good thing. That's a good thing right there. We actually had it was interesting because at first we had a lot of them get minted really fast to the point where the odds were actually not in the favor of the buyer; they were in the favor of the holder. Now the odds are back in the favor of the buyer, and that's a good thing, I think. As we are seeing some politicians start to be way more crypto friendly. We're seeing them in Texas start to talk about Bitcoin and the ability to fix it. We're seeing some in California. We are seeing some also in Maine. All over the place, politicians. And the great thing about this is it doesn't matter what side you're on. You can like crypto for different reasons. And that's why I think we can have a higher level of confidence in the United States that it likely will not get banned, because we have politicians on all sides of the aisle that are equally supporting it. And then we do have some on both sides of the aisle that are also against it, but those are the people who are in the minority. There's a group of people in the government still actively working to try to stop crypto. Minority by far, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, they can do it if they want. They're not going to get far. They can try, they can run, but they can't hide. Actually, they can run, but they can't win. I think that's better. They can run for office, but they can't win. After they do that, you're out of here. Sorry, we're gonna have to make you leave. You can get a job at Mickey D's or wherever the heck you want. You can learn to code. How about that? You can learn to YouTube. You can come join us over here on YouTube. Join us on YouTube. No one's gonna watch you, but you can do it if you want. Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. You bought Doge at 5 cents. Doge is pulling. It's pulling a squid. Oh, that's funny. Just when you think it's gonna fall, boom! Doge to the moon. Oh gosh, what a reference there. I mean, there's no way to know for sure what that's gonna do, but I do see what you're saying, and so we are seeing crypto firms Tether and Bitfinex asked to pay 20 or 42 million, to settle US CFTC charges. Tether, I'm worried about it. If you're putting a lot of money into Tether, maybe that's a problem. It's okay to have some money in Tether, but you definitely should not be holding the majority of your money when it comes to stablecoins in Tether. DAI is a better option in my opinion. There's a lot of better options out there that people are using above that. DAI is the largest one that's not either Tether or USD. That's a huge percentage of what people are holding and what people continue to hold when it comes to crypto. So you can check out those if you're interested, especially if you're trading at a high level. Then Steam has banned games that use blockchain, cryptocurrency, and NFTs. Come on, Steam. That's not very high esteem of you. What the heck is going on here? Steam, this is their website right here. Steam is the ultimate destination for playing, discussing, and creating games. Well, not anymore. Your logo looks like a broken fidget spinner, Steam. You may have a lot of people playing your games, but if they can't do it with crypto, then perhaps they should just move along and find something else. You definitely need to get Steam checked there, as MicroStrategy, by the way, has been profiting huge on Bitcoin. They put a bunch of money in when it was around 30,000 or so. I believe that's what their average cost is, near 30,000, and maybe a little bit higher now because they did put more in, but somewhere around 30,000. I'll have to calculate it more specifically in a future video. But that 30,000 is now it's gone up to 60,000. So they put in around 3 billion. It's now worth 6 billion. So huge gains for Bitcoin from Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Just imagine that amount of money in that period of time. Very impressive. Bitcoin is the new gold from Michael Saylor, playing a big role in that. And Elon Musk, of course, loves to make fun of Michael Saylor as Giga Chad and Michael Saylor, because he is, in fact, a Giga Chad, not just a normal Chad, a Giga one with extra gigs. Okay, the fidget spinner line was funny coming in from Caleb. I'm glad you liked it. You know, sometimes sometimes we gotta roast the logos of companies. It's more fun that way. If you have a physical logo that you can roast, then that just makes everything more interesting. This is the crypto market right now. We have Bitcoin up 5% today, doing well. Paying respect to our elders right there, talking about BTC. Good job, BTC. You're like the old guy in Squid Game. You're steady and moving along, and I guess I won't give any spoilers here. I'm not, dang it, I was going to say something else, but I don't want to spoil it. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm not going to spoil it for you. So I would just maybe pretend to laugh because it was a funny reference. You don't really have to do that. Let's go, Brandon. ETF Bitcoin added a good thing. Oh yes, so that's another big story today. And keep in mind, all of these are not really exactly what we're waiting for. We're still waiting for the big one. But yes, that is good to see. We're getting closer. 3.19% from Dogecoin. USD coin still the same. Polkadot up 9%. Solana up 7%. XRP up 1%. Cardano 2.8%. Binance Coin 1.6%. Ethereum 1.34%. So Dogecoin toward the top of the pack for the last 24 hours at the top. It is being beat, however, by Polkadot and Solana doing pretty dang well right now as well, going up to nearly a $50 billion market cap. All this energy, though, is building for Dogecoin, and it's going to all catch up within one big thing, because we've seen, we look at the mania in the chart here. When the mania starts, it's not a gradual spike. It happens extremely fast. And so the more energy that builds up, once that first green candle happens, it's going to be a little bit bigger. The bigger that first green candle is, the bigger this overall spike can be. And then we'll see a ton of momentum just pouring into Dogecoin. So it's actually a positive thing to some degree that we have seen Dogecoin a little bit more stagnant right now, if you do look at it from the lens of being confident long term. And now that does take some patience. It maybe perhaps would be frustrating if you were looking at it through another lens. So we will still acknowledge that. And then when Dogecoin does look like it's about to go down, we also talk about it. So we're not just nonstop fans, but it is still important to remember that and keep that in mind. What's next for Tiger on the shelf? Oh yeah, look at that. The little tiger down there on the shelf. He's an adorable buddy. We have to, maybe we can get him to come be a guest on the show at some point. Why not? Why the heck not? Maybe we can also get the little puppy there as well. I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad you like it. Will Doge ever go to $10? Now that's a much tougher goal. What I'll just say is never count Doge out. That's all we can say. Anyway, I'm Matt Wass. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.